Hi students, in this video we are going to study the two types of kinetic friction and also we are going to find out whether it is easy to pull an object or to push it to make it move. Okay, so before going to types of kinetic friction, we have to study two terms which you require when we solve problem. And the first one is angle of friction. Now angle of friction means, imagine you have a wooden block, okay? Kept on the surface. So what happens? The weight of the block will be acting downwards, mg, and the normal reaction will be acting upwards, r. Now I am applying a definite amount of force to make the block move in this direction. So I applied force. So definitely as the object starts to move, what happens? There will be a friction which acts in the direction opposite to the applied force, and since it is moving, we are taking the condition when it just started to move, so Fs of max, that is limiting friction. Now angle of friction means it is an angle which the resultant of limiting friction and the normal reaction makes with the normal reaction. It is the resultant of what? Limiting friction and the normal reaction, which is a resultant. This will be the resultant because these two sides can be considered as the sides of a parallelogram. So it is a resultant of limiting friction and the normal reaction makes with the normal reaction. So angle theta is the angle of friction. Okay, so we are going to find out what is the value of angle theta. For that I am going to construct this right triangle BCO, and from the triangle I am going to find out what is tan theta. So tan theta is what? Tan theta is opposite side by adjacent side. So it is BC divided by OB. Now BC and AO are parallel to each other, so it can be written as AO divided by OB. Now what is AO? It is a value of limiting friction acting on the object. This is equal to Fs of max divided by what is OB? OB is the normal reaction R. So we can write tan theta is equal to Fs max by R. What is limiting friction divided by normal reaction? It is the coefficient of friction. So U. So angle of friction is equal to coefficient of limiting friction. Next is the angle of repose. Okay. Imagine I have kept an object on a smooth surface and I am slowly making the increasing the slope of the surface. So what happens? I am increasing the slope of the surface. Imagine this is the surface. This is a wooden block kept here, wooden sheet. I am slowly increasing the angle of slope. I am slowly increasing the slope of the wooden sheet. What happens? The body will start to move. So the minimum angle at which the body starts to move, or body starts to slide down, is what we call the angle of repose. So the minimum angle that at an inclined plane makes with the horizontal when placed on it, when the body placed on it just begins to slide, is what we call angle of repose. It is a minimum angle that an inclined plane makes with the horizontal minimum angle, okay, at the moment at which the body just starts to slide over the surface. And it is proved that angle of repose, tan of angle of repose is equal to coefficient of static friction. Hence we can say the angle of friction is equal to angle of repose. Tan of angle of friction is equal to tan of angle of repose, or theta is equal to phi. You will require these two terms when you are solving problems. That is why I am saying now. Okay. Next, we are going to study the two types of kinetic friction. Now what is kinetic friction? It is a friction encountered by the body when it starts to move over the other surface. Now kinetic friction is basically divided into two. First one is the sliding friction. You know what is the meaning of sliding, isn't it? So sliding friction means it is a friction which comes into play when an object starts to slide over the other. If you are keeping a wooden block and if a wooden block is being moved, as it is moving, the friction which it encounters is the sliding friction. And second one is the rolling friction. Now rolling friction means the friction which comes into play when one body rolls over another surface. Now when a trolley is being moved, when a tire is being moved over the surface, road, all the friction which it comes into play is what is known by the name rolling friction. Now it is found that rolling friction is proportional to the normal reaction provided by the surface, and also it is inversely proportional to the radius of the rolling object. If it is a wheel, radius of the wheel, or if it is any rolling object, the radius, it is inversely proportional to the radius of the rolling object. Or we can write rolling friction is proportional to r by small letter r. Change the proportionality sign, we introduce a constant, so we can write Fr is equal to, that is rolling friction is equal to coefficient of rolling friction into R, that is normal reaction divided by the radius of the surface. Now, you have studied that rolling friction is always less than sliding friction. Rolling friction is less than sliding friction. Why? Why is rolling friction less than sliding friction? Now you know, when an object rolls, what happens? This is a surface, this is a tire. When it rolls, only a very small portion of the tire is coming in contact with the surface. So less amount of friction the surface gives to the tire. That is why we say rolling friction is always less than sliding friction. Why? Because for the objects which are rolling, the area of contact to the surface is comparatively lesser than the objects which slide over the other surface. Next we are going to study a very interesting topic. Is it easy to move an object by pushing it or by pulling it? Now what is push? When I say what is push, you will say this is push. And what is pull? This is pull. When you are moving an object away from you, it is what we call push, and when you are moving towards you, it is known as pull. So question is it easy to push an object or to pull an object to change its position? We are going to see with the help of maths. Okay. For that, we are taking the case of a lawn roller. You know what is a lawn roller, isn't it? The one which is used to level the ground and all in big cricket field, and you have seen one big trolley like thing being moved. That is a lawn roller. And so imagine this is my lawn roller. Okay, so the weight of the roller will be acting downwards, and the reaction weight will be acting of the ground will be acting upwards. Now think this is the handle of the roller. Okay, and what I am going to do, I am going to pull my roller. So how will I pull? I will try to move the roller towards me, isn't it? Some force direction will be going out. Okay, now this is the surface. Now as the roller is being pulled this side, what happens? The frictional force will act in the opposite direction, and since it is moving, it is the kinetic friction, F suffix K. Now I am going to draw a line parallel to the surface, and this angle is theta. Okay, so what I am going to do is I am going to resolve my force. Now we have two components, one along the reaction force and one along the surface, horizontal surface, parallel to the horizontal surface. So I am going to resolve my force, resultant force, into two, that is horizontal component and vertical component. Now what is the horizontal component? Horizontal component will be F, since it is the adjacent side, it is F cos theta, and the vertical component will be what? It will be F sin theta. I hope you understood the diagram. I explain once more. This is the surface. The object is being pulled in this direction. So definitely force of friction will act in the opposite direction, Fk, since it is kinetic friction. Now weight of the roller will be acting downwards and the reaction weight will be acting upwards. Now I am applying a force in this particular direction at an angle, because you must have seen how they move the roller, isn't it? And I am going to resolve my components, resultant force component, into two. One which is parallel to the horizontal direction. This is theta, so this will be F cos theta, and one is the vertical component along the reaction, that is F sin theta. And I am going to find out what will be the value of friction that the roller is encountering while it is being pulled. For that, I am going to solve the horizontal component of, the vertical component of the force. That is, if you look here, you can see weight of the body is acting downwards, whereas the reaction weight and the component of force is acting upwards. So I am going to solve the horizontal components of force. That is, weight is acting downwards. This is equal to what? The components which are acting upward, that is a normal reaction R plus F sin theta, or the reaction weight R is equal to W minus F sin theta. Okay. Now, you know the relation between normal reaction and kinetic friction is Fk is equal to mu k into R. So this can be written as mu k, and instead of R, what can I write? I can write W minus F sin theta. Now this is the friction, this much friction is encountered by the roller when it is moving through the surface, and I have to apply a force equal to or greater than F mu k into W minus F sin theta to make the roller move forward. So next we are going to find out what is the value of friction if the roller is being pushed. Excuse me. So this is my roller. Again, weight is actually acting downwards, reaction is acting upwards. I am pushing it, means I am moving the roller away from me. So taking the handle this side. This is the handle. I am applying force in this direction. I am pulling it. Pushing it. Okay. So I am pushing it and I am moving my roller away. Again, I am going to resolve the components of force into two. This is the surface, so this is angle theta. This is the resultant force applied, then this will be F cos theta and this will be F sin theta. Okay, so I am applying the force in this direction. I am pushing my roller to find the normal component and vertical component. I have resolved it. This is angle theta with respect to ground. So that distant component will be F cos theta and the vertical component acting downwards. Because if it is acting downwards, it will be F sin theta. And the normal reaction is acting upwards. Now the horizontal component which balances the friction is what? F cos theta, because Fk is acting in this direction and F cos theta is acting in this direction. Okay, so we are going to find out how much is the frictional force in this case. Okay, again solving the horizontal components of force. We get weight is acting downwards, along with the weight component of force is also acting downwards. So I can write W plus F sin theta is equal to what? Its component opposite is reaction force, that is R. Or the frictional force Fk is equal to mu k into R. What is R? W plus F sin theta. This is a case of pushing. This much is the friction experienced by the roller while it is being pushed. And if the roller is being pulled, what is the value of friction we get? We get the value of friction as Fk is equal to mu k into W minus F sin theta. It is being pulled. Now, if you look into this diagram, you can say in which is having more friction, the one when the object is being pushed. So, which means they have to apply a larger amount of force to overcome the friction while it is being pushed than while it is being pulled. So, it is always easy to pull the lawn roller or objects than to push it. Thank you.